Dari, hello. Princess and I are in the cave. And what are we doing? Well, it's another sad day. Let's look at the medals. Happier days when I was a little bit fitter. We're in the cave and we're actually trying to get a Mac Pro reset. And why am I getting rid of another beloved possession? Well, it's all down to the fact that we've successfully fully relocated back to England from Switzerland. And could it be that I'm getting rid of all my possessions so that we can return to Switzerland? Well, I really don't know. You'll have to watch this space. But yes, we do live in a very, very small home here. And space is really at a minimum. So although the Mac Pro, seen on the shiny right here, is not the greatest of computers in terms of size, it's certainly larger than a Mac Mini. It's certainly larger than this vastly more powerful Ace Magic computer. And so it's got to go. And the first challenge is going to be that I've actually sold it on eBay for a few buttons. And I can't use the erase all contents and settings dialog, as you can see, because Array's assistant is so clever that it understands that the system's been modified. So my overall plan is going to be log out with one Apple ID, log in with another Apple ID, double check that all my personal settings have been deleted, as I believe they will have been, and then log out again. What could possibly go wrong? Let's see. Okay, Dari, so I'm in the part 2 phase of trying to erase my old Mac Pro, which was running macOS 15.7.1. And I thought I knew what I was doing. So what I did is I'll show you what I did on a piece of paper. But now I've Googled the situation. They've told me to do something completely different. So I'll tell you what I've just done, which I think is adequate. Not just adequate, but I think it's pretty bulletproof. So I had a macOS Mac Pro running at 15.7.1, latest you can get without moving to version 26, which is not supported and won't work. So I did the following extra steps, having logged out from my Apple ID. I deleted all the apps that I had installed. I changed my user, which was the user M, to the password liberal, which is a random password in case there's anyone trying to hack into my account in future. It told me to use the set-keychain-password utility to give the same password into the keychain, which I did. I went to the passwords utility and noticed that 61 Wi-Fi networks were listed. So I deleted all of those, hoping that that change wouldn't propagate to my user ID because I have deleted my Apple ID from the system. Restarted, actually I restarted a couple of times. I forgot all the known Wi-Fi networks on the Wi-Fi panel. I had 2 internet Gmail accounts set up, so I deleted both of those because to my horror, having not done that step, I thought, oh, I've finished. I went into contacts and found out that hundreds of contacts were still there with all information. I store bits and bobs of information in my contacts, as well as names and addresses. That would have been a nightmare. So I had to delete the internet accounts. And then when I went back into the contacts, there was nothing there. As a courtesy, I set the auto login. I removed all the printers. I set the right mouse to right-handed. I removed my user ID picture from the username. And then I Googled the situation. And it said, oh, don't do any of that. It said, use OCLP, Open Core Legacy Patcher, to generate a new bootable key. That's been just plugged in there. Boot from the key, erase the disk and install again. And you know what? That sounds like a much more robust way to do things. So the way I've described it now, I think is adequate. And if I was giving this machine to a close friend, I think I would go with that. But install macOS Sequoia. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to install it onto the SSD. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm in OCLP and I've asked it to download 15.7.1. And now I'm telling it to install that onto an SSD, 128GB SSD. Are you sure? Yep. Don't mess this up. And it's a pretty fast SSD. You can see in the corner we've got OCLP install. And then I'm going to boot from that and do what it said, which is first erase the disk and then reboot again. So that's my reformed procedure. Let's use the power of the interweb and internet editing and continue in a second. Okay, Dari, so it's all done. I've managed to completely reset the Mac Pro. After having deleted all those items, I decided I would follow the instructions on the interweb. So I used the existing OCLP installation before the wipe to generate a new USB key. I wrote OCLP onto that key. I booted from that key, and the option is install macOS. So that key is a special key because it must have been installed by OCLP. It's not just written the installer to the disk, but I believe it's modified the installer so that the kernel and the drivers that need to be there for that specific Mac are there. So then you boot the install macOS option, and literally it took at least an hour to do the installation. And it finished it with a hello screen into which I put my new username and password. I didn't create an Apple ID, so that the new owner of the system is going to create that upon their first boot and login. And that's it. It's very sad. The Mac Pro weighs, I think, 4.95 kilos. So I've had to put it in this rather large, well, triply insulated box. It's a box with padding, duct taped up inside another box, inside a third box. So it's very well packaged. And I'm pretty sure it's going to arrive in 100% safe condition. And it cost at least £20 to do the postage, so that's an eye-opener because I only allowed a lot less for the postage cost. Anyway, it was worth it because I wanted to make sure that the new owner gets a quality unscathed product in good condition and with full tracking. That's it, Dari. It's another sad occasion. Mr. Mac Pro is gone, or is going, and we are whittling down everything that we own. But there we are. The minimalism is the key. Speak to you later.